Hi, this is Glenda, and today I'm cleaning my fragrances. I'm getting rid of all of this on top because they're empty. And the ones at the bottom, they still have fragrance on them because I thought I could make a review of Crafter's Choice, just my opinion of what I thought of them and how they behaved for me in the soap. I'm going to sort them by categories so that it's not too long of a video. I'm going to include chapter links below so that you can skip to the section of the category that you may prefer to hear. Alright, so the largest category are the sweet fruit and bakery scents. I'm going to start here with, these are fragrance formulators. They have gotten rid of this packaging lately, and instead they've converted this into just regular fragrances, and I believe they're mostly the same. So this is Cotton Candy Twist. I liked it. It's sweet. It's not so much like cotton candy. I mean, a little bit, but it does have a twist. There's something different about it. It has 3% vanillin. So I believe I use a vanilla stabilizer, so that's why it didn't discolor my soap. And it lasted quite a while in the soap. Next we have the pineapple, and I love this one. It smells like the real thing. It only has 0.30% of vanillin, so it only got my soap like a little beige. I had colored it yellow, so it didn't seem to affect it that much, but I really liked it. Now, as far as acceleration, I'm not sure because I only pour it into the mold once, but I'm going to link the videos where I use them because that might give you a better clue, because my recipe also has a lot of solid fats. It has about 60 or 70% of solid fats, so my recipe as it is moves fast. Now honey, I like it a lot. I've also used it in mixes, and so I never used it by itself. It does have some discoloration. It has vanillin, so it will cause the soap to become a little bit beige, but I think it's worth it. This is fresh vanilla. This one I've never used by itself. It does smell like vanilla, and I think it does cause acceleration of the soap butter, and it does cause discoloration. So I have used it with a little bit of vanilla stabilizer, and that has helped, but because I've only used small percentages of it in blends, I don't get a really dark brown because of that. Okay, next we have apple caramel crunch. When you smell it out of the bottle, it mostly smells like vanilla or like the caramel note, but after I used it in a soap, I could smell the apple mostly and not the caramel, but it was good. It behaved fairly well, and it didn't cause, because I used a vanilla stabilizer, it didn't cause a lot of discoloration for me, even though it has 7% vanillin. I suppose if you don't use a vanilla stabilizer, it will cause discoloration. Okay, then we had vanilla musk. I used this on a blend and I like it a lot. It did cause acceleration. So in the blend that I used it, I liked it a lot, but I've never used it by itself, so I really can't comment on that. Okay, black raspberry vanilla. This is a very popular scent, and I remember it being very strong, and it lasting a long time in the soap bars. And I did a pour and pull screen method with them, and it kept the butter fairly fluid. This is strawberry. I liked it a lot. It has a little bit of vanillin, 0.8. I did not notice it in my soap. Here are actually the bars that I used them in, and I had colored them pink, and they're very fragrant. They smell like strawberries. It's the closest fragrance that I found to use a strawberry, and it did accelerate the soap pull on top a little bit, but then it reabsorbed when saponification was going on. But overall, I'm very happy with it. So I have an update for this soap. It's been a few more months, and as you can see, it has gotten a little bit darker. And I have also had a chance to use one of these bars in the shower, and I can tell you that it's very strong, to the point that I don't think I will use it by itself again. It smells a little bit more like a guava or passion fruit. That's what it reminds me of, because it's very strong. So I will use it in blends next. My husband told me that he will prefer it a little bit less. My sister, though, she liked it, so it could be up to personal choice. Okay, next I have cream cheese frosting. It has 10% of vanillin. So even with vanilla stabilizer, I got this a very brownish soap, and it is soft. Like, I cannot smell it. It's not very strong, so I'm not very happy with it. I'll probably be selling this one or using it in blends. I also have an update for these bars, and it is that they turned a lot darker, and also there was something wrong with my recipe. I believe I used too much vanilla stabilizer. This was a DIY version, and it created a very odd smell. So I don't think my review for this fragrance was fair, because there was that factor that altered the soap, and I threw away these bars. There was no rescuing them. Next we have banana. This one smells very good out of the bottle. In cold process soap, it faded a lot. I was very disappointed by that. It only has a small percent of vanillin. It has 1.3, and I don't remember using a stabilizer. It didn't change the color of my soap, but it did fade a lot. So because of that, I'm only using it on bath bombs and other things that are not soap. Then we have honey almond. I've only used this one in blends, so I don't know how it behaves on its own. A quick update. I had a chance to use it recently, and I can tell you that it has lasted in the soap, at least for the couple months in which I've had them. And I want to clarify that this is the essential oil and fragrance oil blend, because they do have another one that is just fragrance oil. It has no vanillin, so it did not cause any discoloration in my soap. When you first use it, it's very strong. However, it becomes more subdued later, but it's still there. It has not faded necessarily. What I can tell you though is that when I brought them to a craft show, they didn't do too well. People smelled them, but I didn't have any sales on it. However, that show was not well attended, so it could be because of that. The next one is Coco Cabana. This one smells fruity out of the bottle, but in the soap I did not like it. It doesn't have any vanillin, so it did not cause any discoloration, but it did cause some acceleration. Then we have exotic coconut. It has vanillin, so it will cause discoloration, but it smells good. It all smells a little bit like suntan lotion. Next I have the florals. I like this one, rose. It smells like an actual rose. It accelerates. It does not cause discoloration. Victorian rose, on the other hand, I don't like. It doesn't have vanillin, but I don't like the smell of it. It is cheaper, or it was cheaper at the time than this one. But to me, it smells too much like traditional soap, traditional rose soap, like palm olive, and that's why I don't like it. Then we have lavender, which out of the bottle doesn't smell too much or as much like lavender, but in the soap it does resemble lavender more. Unfortunately, I don't remember how it behaved in the soap, and I lost the footage. However, I can tell you that after 3 months, it's still strong in the soap, and it did not cause any discoloration. So these are the citrus fragrances. Let's start with the ones I did not like, and that will be Energy. It does behave well, but I just don't like it because it was too sweet. It just reminds me of a very strong candy. I think for children it will be fine, but it's too sweet for me. Other one that I didn't like was lemongrass green tea. And it's not that I don't like the scent. What I don't like is that it seemed to fade a lot in the soap. Like at some point I even thought maybe I forgot to add fragrance because I couldn't smell it in the bars. But eventually I was able to smell them. It's just a very soft scent in cold process. So I wouldn't use this again in cold process soap. Now another one that I didn't like that much was pink grapefruit. And this behaves well in the soap. It also lasts. You can actually smell it after the cure. I'm not particularly crazy about the scent of grapefruit. I love to eat grapefruits. I just don't care too much about this scent. I found it a little bit bitter in my taste. So I will use it if I blend it with something else. Now, to the ones that I like. Satsuma, I've used it on blends. It does stay, and it doesn't have vanillin, so there's no discoloration with it. Maybe a little bit yellow. Does it smell like a real orange? No. This is my second favorite, Bergamot and Mandarin. It does have 1% vanillin, and it does cause a slight discoloration, but if you use a vanilla stabilizer, then you shouldn't see it. It also behaved well enough for me to do pour, pull, screen method. Orange clove, low cost. This one, it moved fairly fast. You can only use, I think, about 3%. Back when I used it, regulations have changed lately, so maybe that's not the case. But I do like a lot how it smells. Then I have citrus cilantro, which it's very fresh. It doesn't cause any discoloration, and my husband liked it a lot. I'm not gonna buy it again because I have other fragrances that are also clean and fresh. Then we have Lemongrass Mint. I like this one. It behaves really well. No acceleration, no discoloration. And the scent is very similar to spearmint and eucalyptus. I like that. So these are my minty fragrances. Let's start with this one, rose sugar and mint. I don't remember when I used it. I obviously did use it all, but it's not memorable. And I don't think I liked it that much, but that's just my personal choice. Then we have peppermint candy, which I'm using this container to store something else. But I remember that this one faded a lot for me. So I did not like it, or I didn't buy it again because of that. Eucalyptus spearmint. Crafter's Choice probably has the most expensive eucalyptus spearmint fragrance out there, but I thought it was worth it at the time. It has essential oils along with fragrance oils, and I thought it's one of my favorites. It's just not affordable for me anymore, but it does smell very good. Next I have Balsam Pine, which as you can see I bought 2 or 3 times. These are empty containers. It smells just like pine, and they're good for blends. It tends to be overpowering, and I think it does accelerate the soap batter slightly. It does not cause any discoloration though. Then I have Frankincense and Myrrh. I'm not a fan of frankincense, but people who have smelled the soaps have liked them. My husband liked it. This one is just very expensive because it has essential oils, and I'm not even sure that it's skin safe that much anymore. But this is back from 2018. I think it's empty now. Next we have coffee beans. I bought this a couple times. It's the only coffee fragrance I've tried, and because I liked it I just stuck with it, and it's very strong. When you're using it in the soap it smells weird, and even during cure it smells weird, but after that it gets better. Next is sea salt and driftwood. This one, I remember my soap batter accelerating, but it could have been because I was using beer in the soap, It did not cause any discoloration though, and my husband liked it. It's more like a men's type cologne. And lastly, we have Sun and Sand. This one, I like how it smells. My husband doesn't. It's like an ocean type of scent. It does cause acceleration. I blended it last time with eucalyptus and then it didn't accelerate as much, but it remained strong in the soap. So this is the fragrance that predominated that soap bar. And I think that's it. I've done it. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.